Okay, welcome back. Last time Digimon joined the party and I mostly ended up having a filler episode as I pretty much just went and did grinding. Because I pretty much just went and got all of my stats boosted a whole bunch. Digimon opened up a treasure hunt and now we need to talk to Ogremon. Have you ever been to the Great Canyon? Rumour has it that there are bandits there. Are they bad guys? They jump you and rob you. Let's do something about it then. Okay, so that has now set off that trigger. And pretty much, I always avoided this as a kid because we obviously are going to get jumped and have to fight these bandits. And I remember this being a very difficult fight, but hey, you know what? I feel like my stats are high enough now. I have enough items to hold my own. I think Meramon can probably take these guys on. I think. I'm going to buy a few more items just in case, and an autopilot to get me home, just on the off chance that I need to. But for now, today we're going to actually start investigating the Great Canyon. Also, I could go and fight kind of the first major story progression boss. Basically, I know I mentioned it in the previous episode, but I'll mention it again now. There are two times in the game where the game basically throws up a little check to be like, hey, how powerful are you? At 15, basically at 15 you get at one, and then you get another at 50. And then after 50 you will have access to Mount Infinity. Mount Infinity is the final area of the game, and I've never beaten it legitimately, but I remember playing it as a kid, even with like a Game Shark's even with a Game Shark's Digimon, I remember it being tough. I mean, I know that statement is kind of like contradictory. It's like using basically an invincible Digimon, it was still pretty tough. But yeah, Mount Infinity doesn't really mess around. But we'll get there when we get there. We are still a long ways off from Mount Infinity. Also, we will need to go into the Overdell Cemetery again at some point. However, we can't currently go into the mansion at the end of the cemetery because of the Digimon that we have. That isn't something we have a choice in. We'll just have to wait and train up a Digimon that would work for it. It's the same for another upcoming area. Basically, you need a Digimon of a certain type to go into that place. It's a little bit inconvenient, but hey, it happens sometimes. Now then, now we can finally go and actually investigate the Great Canyon. And because we've kind of set off the trigger for the bandits, the music will change on this screen. So, if we go left, west, danger, cliff, east, elevator. So I am going to go east because normally there's 3 Gaburimon here, but because we set this off, we are going to get jumped. I heard this is the road where the bandits attack. Let's go. Yoo-hoo! Aha! And then they all attack. So we get jumped by 2 Agumon and an Ogremon. Give up and leave your stuff, or else. No, you give up. What? It can't be. Boss, well, what do we do? Don't worry, we're stronger and there's more of us. Go get him. So, basically, we now have to fight Ogremon and his 2 Agumon. Okay, so I have seen him with 2 Gabumon as well. I want to say it depends on what your starter Digimon is, but I genuinely don't know. However, as you can probably tell, I can't run from this fight. So we basically need to hope for the best here. And I learned a move called Heat Laser in the last episode, and I think that's an AoE move. So honestly, I think I probably would have been better off if I'd equipped that. However, I definitely have enough healing items that I can probably get through this. However, this is definitely potentially a very dangerous situation. Although, Ogremon just wiping out both of his guys with that AoE attack definitely helps a lot. But yeah, I distinctly remember this fight, I specifically never won Like, I always struggled with this fight, so I always try to just avoid coming through here. Like, I always try to avoid setting this away, because I was always so worried about this fight. Because it's a tough fight. Especially because it's just a 3v1. However, okay, that's both of those down because we got our AoE move in. And now we just need to Meramon, really? Like, come on, buddy. I thought I trained you a little bit better than that. Either way, now we just need to bring down Ogremon. However, Ogremon isn't a Digimon who's gonna give up quite that easily, unfortunately. Pretty much, we will beat Ogremon on here. Like, this fight, we do win. Absolutely here. We totally win. That was a huge hit. Okay, big hit, Meramon. Let's go. However, we won't be fighting Ogremon just once. He will be I don't want to say a recurring enemy, but we do have to fight him I think you fight him 3 or 4 times. Why did Meramon suddenly just kind of like stand still and then just kind of like pose like Meramon looked like he just kind of stood up and was just like, what are you gonna do, buddy? Are you gonna hit me? What are you gonna do about it? But hey, we won that fight without too much hassle. Let's go. And we got an HP chip for winning. Fantastic. I will say, I always did quite like this music here. I'll get even with you someday. And then he just kind of storms off. Look at him go. They won't be back for a while. So, that is a pretty big win on our... that is a pretty big win for our, I guess, little resume here. Also, I will say, I always did quite like Ogremon's theme music there. I'm gonna call that Ogremon's theme music because it might as well be. Elevator. Press up or down. Can we go down? Oh, we can! So we can now go down to the bottom of the Great Canyon, which I believe is connected to another important area. Also, I didn't mean to do that. Thanks, Meramon. Thanks for working with me on that. Because Meramon is hungry, so let's give him some food. So yeah, I want to give a slight correction to something from a couple of episodes ago, because I said Meramon only lived in the jungle. Apparently they also live down here, which is, honestly, that's news to me. Like, that is news to me. However, I need to get past this Weedmon. There we go. Because there's another little area in here that's connected to the bottom of the Great Canyon. And also here's some sand Yanmamon. I think they're basically just tougher versions of regular ones, also they're like grey. And there's another Weedmon. Weedmon is like weirdly fast. Wait, do I not have access to the area yet? Or was I just going the wrong way? I don't think I have access to the area yet. Either that or I have actually just gone the complete wrong way and just didn't notice. Which, to be fair, is entirely feasible. I am pretty bad at navigating. Like, I will throw my hands up and admit, navigation is not my strong suit. You know what, let's fight this Meramon, see how powerful it is. Because I know that Meramon is basically a red version of Penguinmon, and I know that I'll have to fight... Actually, do I have to fight him? I don't think I do, actually. Like, I think Penguinmon... So, I know that Penguinmon is a Digimon that I can get to come to the city. However, I'm pretty sure Penguinmon also is one of those ones that has a slightly separate requirement. And by that I mean, I vaguely remember what he wants, and honestly, I'd rather just fight him. Because... Actually, no, I won't ruin the surprise for people who haven't played this game, but you'll see when we get there. Okay, Magma Bomb didn't quite work because that came out very fast. And that... Okay, Frost Breath did quite a bit there. Fortunately, I have plenty of healing items available, and we take out the Meramon. Great work, Meramon, let's go. Okay, so now we can also head out that way, and we get 300 more bits, let's go. To be totally honest, I feel like I definitely need to get more money, but I don't know how... I don't know what the easiest way for me to get money in this game is. which is a bit weird, because, again, I have played a lot of this game in my time. Okay, so, here is the Fortress entrance. This is connected to a certain Digimon's fortress. Oh, well, would you look at that, there's an Ogremon outside. And now we can get some use out of this porta potty, because Meramon, now is not the time. I know we're out in nature, but this doesn't... But no, be sanitary. Thank you. Don't ask me how just eating the porta potty made that work, I don't know. Right, let's go and talk to this Ogremon. You're an Ogremon bandit. This is your hideout. What are you talking about? You were lucky last time. Give up. Wow. So it just runs off. And now we enter Ogremon's fortress. Oh, there's the Gabumon. So the question is, can I take out Ogremon again? I'm gonna try it. I don't actually know if I can, though. That's the thing. I don't know if I can, because I'm pretty sure he's tougher this time. Also, 10 out of 10, just navigating past those Gabumon. Oh, the double flop? The double flop could be huge. Recovers 1500 MP and HP. If I could buy one of those late game, like, if those become, like, regularly, if I can start buying those regularly later in the game, that's huge, potentially. Okay. There's a whole lot of Gabumon in this area, huh? Okay, that did just kick me right back out. Okay. I feel like navigating through here and dodging all of the Digimon is going to be difficult. Okay, I guess I just running away? Oh, there's a little monitor there, so what is in here? What's in this little data bank? It is an autopilot. So now we can just take ourselves back to the city if/when need be. And this looks like the only path forward. Because I know that, obviously, we will find Ogremon in here. I think this is where we find them again. Yeah, this looks like the kind of living quarters. What's in the fridge? Can I check the fridge? I can't. Also, that's a very high table. Formation A. Formation A for Agumon, I think. I mean, that makes the most sense to me. Anyway, so now we have to fight 3 Agumon at once, by the looks of things. So I'm gonna be totally honest. From here on in the game, I am basically playing blind. Like, I know a few things here and there. Like, I know, like, general things about the game. And like, the locations and some things. But specifically in regards to Ogremon especially, I have little to no idea. Because Ogremon, this entire arc, I've only ever done it once. Like, I have only ever done this... It's weird calling it an arc, but still. Like, I've only ever done this section once. And that was when I had, you know, my super cheated Digimon when I was a kid. Fun fact, that Digimon ended up becoming a Vegemon. Okay, nice, we got the AoE spread to hit that. Fantastic. However, I also now am out of MP floppies, so I need time to go kindly to me. Oh, that's bad. That's not good. That's quite bad, in fact. Actually, we should be okay. Confusion's a little bit of an annoyance, but we should be okay. Realistically, it is entirely possible to survive this game using only your finishing move, I imagine. But also, at the same time, to do that, you need to, you know, navigate your way through in a miserable way. Also, that fireball really... Like, that kind of fire blast came through so slowly there. Okay, now we go for the fireball. I shouldn't have done that. I should have probably waited for it to do an attack first, but that should finish them off. Bang! 998 damage. And down goes the Agumon. So Formation A is broken. And it dropped a small recovery. They dropped 2 small recoveries. They dropped 3 small recoveries. Now, here's the thing. I would love to move forward at here, but I don't have enough MP to do so. So I could either sit around and wait for a whole bunch of in-game hours and just do nothing, or I can go back to the city. So I think I'm actually going to go back to the city here. I think I'm going to go back to the city, that way I can be a little bit safer. Because if I go forward here, I have to fight Ogremon. I'm pretty confident in saying that. So I'm going to take myself back to the city for now. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back to the city. I'll return to the city. I'll train a bit more for MP gain. Wait. What? Oh, it didn't work. He said no. Meramon? No. No? Autopilot. We are going home. Because, again, I don't have the MP available to fight. And realistically, I kind of need the MP to fight. Because, obviously, Ogremon isn't going to let me have the honourable 1v1. Let's be real here. Like, he isn't going to be, you know, standing there and being like, yeah, we'll have an honourable duel. He's jumping me with a group of 3. I say a group of 3 because I don't think the game can allow you to have more than 3. Like, I'm pretty sure the game maxes out at 3. Also, I probably should keep a hold of that double flop, but for now, I'm just going to kind of go ahead with what I have. Basically, I'm going to train MP. I'm going to train MP until we need to go to sleep. Then I'll, you know, take a rest, stock up on some items, and then we'll head back out to the Great Canyon. And will this work out in my favour? Hopefully, because, well, anything could happen. Anything could happen, but I'm hoping for the best. Although the fact that I'm only getting like 77 at a time here is kind of irritating. Mostly because MP require, like, I feel like I'm going to need a lot, you know? Like, am I getting this very slowly because I'm a fire Digimon? Like, I mean, that would kind of make sense, but it's also annoying. Anyway, back to the waterfall we go. Pretty much, I want at least 2,500, but this is gonna take forever. Because, you know, 77 each time, that's at least another, like, 14 times. That's probably, like, okay, you know what? We'll keep going until Meramon gets tired and needs to go to bed. I mean, ideally we'd get to 2,000. Meramon quickly needs to go to the bathroom. Do I have the porta potty for this? Yes, I do, but I'm so close to the bathroom, why would I use one? Like, pretty much, again, porta potties are items I try to keep one with me in this game, mostly just because if I get caught out in the, you know, out in the wild, and I don't know exactly where one is, it's always good to have one. Because I think each area only has one. I'm pretty sure each main area only has one. And as a result, you know, sometimes they are quite large areas to cover. And sometimes it isn't feasible to just get there in time. And as a result, sometimes you just need to be a bit prepared for it. Although, if I could get more MP ships, that would be great. Because grinding the MP here is taking a lot longer than I was expecting it to. And by that I mean the fact that I'm gaining, I think I'm getting about 90, 80 something %. Because when I was training my, whatchamacallit, while I was training the, HP, while I was training HP, I was getting like 80 plus at a time. But here I'm just getting 70, and that's a little bit on the inconvenient side. Okay, one more, and then we should be able to call it a night for Meramon, I think. Because it's about to turn to daytime, it's now morning, and Meramon is now sleepy. He is now a sleepy boy. So pretty much, I'm just going to run over here and let him take a nap, and then we should be ready to go. And I'm also going to put him like right next to the bathroom, so if he gets up and needs to go, he can just go straight away. Honestly, I was kind of want to know, like, what does the player character do while he's waiting on his Digimon? On kind of just doing that, because it's like, he's a kid, and this, because the game will establish later that the player character, his official name is Mameo, by the way, the player character like, he doesn't eat and he doesn't sleep in the Digimon World. So, for those 8 in-game hours, what's he doing? Because the game establishes that he doesn't need to eat, he doesn't need to sleep, while he's in the Digimon World, so what's he doing for that time? Anyway, let's quickly buy some more MP floppies, because I will need... You know what, I'm just gonna stock up and get all 10. I say all 10, I could have bought 3 or 4 more. But also at the same time, I just need the money. I need to conserve at least a little bit of money. Obviously, I could go and just fight a whole bunch of enemies. I could go and fight a whole bunch of Digimon and get money that way. Which is why we're going to go and fight, whatchamacallit, Ogremon again. I mean, realistically, we are going to be going and fighting some bandits, so hey, maybe we'll get some good loot from those bandits. I mean, it's not loot if we're fighting bandits for it, right? I don't know. I don't know what I'm on about. In case you couldn't tell, I don't know what I'm on about. Insert the what is blood waffling about meme. Because I don't know what I'm really talking about sometimes here. I do wish I had the option to just, like, run a little bit faster, though. I mean, I know that my player character is, like, 10 at oldest. I don't actually know how old Mameo is. Actually, you know what? Next time I get into a fight, I'm gonna quickly... next time I get into a fight, I'm gonna quickly tab out and just open up the wiki and be like, how old is this character when this game is happening? Because I don't know if they're, like, 8 or 10 or 12 or what. Okay, Dark Rizamon, buddy, you aren't worth fighting right now. Actually, no, they drop like 300 bits. Yeah, I'm still just gonna run for it. And I lost MP for that. Okay. Okay, when I get into the fight with Ogremon, that's when I'll quickly go and double check. Because that'll be at least a somewhat lengthy fight. And I know that I'm not going to get wiped out in like 2 turns. Like, I'm not going to get wiped out in like 2 hits, so I don't think I need to worry too much. Also, I think I mentioned it earlier in the playthrough. I can make it to the bathroom for Meramon without using the porta potty here. I just need to get over the invisible bridge, and then it's like right there. I'm pretty sure Meramon can make this if I don't get jumped by anything. So now we cross over. Okay, the invisible bridge always goes further than I think it does. And now we make it in time. Fantastic. I don't know how that works. Like, that is very clearly, that doesn't look like a bathroom or anything. But you know what? I'm not going to question it. Also, I love how you can still go into Monochromon's shop, but there's nothing in there, so there's no purpose to it. Like, you don't even get a closed sign to be like, hey, yeah, place is closed. Okay, so now... Actually, once we do that, I think the Ogremon just stop turning up there at all. Which is kind of interesting. Actually, hang on, wait, I'm going to go back and do this the other way. I'm going to go back and do this the other way, because if I don't do it now, I'll probably forget to do it at all. So if we come over here... Wait, what's this sign? Where does this lead? I don't think I've been across here. Wait, have I? That doesn't look like there's anything there, so I'm just gonna leave it. 10 out of 10, I love just leaving it sometimes. Also, I love how the music here is now permanent. Beware of cave-ins. So, what? So basically, this is a dangerous area. As you can tell, this cliff is barely holding on. I felt the ground move. Was it my imagination? No, it isn't. If you stick around on there and kind of like walk back and forth for a little bit, it will collapse. And there is a special interaction that I would like to show later in the game. So, basically, there is a special interaction if you have a bird Digimon, or any Digimon with wings, I think, where you basically ask, like, hey, are you okay? And it's like, oh, you have wings. That's cheating. Because if you fall off that cliff, obviously you, the player character, don't get hurt, but your Digimon will take damage. Okay, so back down we go at the bottom of the canyon, and now hopefully we can have another fight with Ogremon. And my main hope here is that I am not over. Okay, Muchamon, I don't really. Sorry, did he just say it's not going well? Because that's my line. I'm trying to avoid fights here. I'm going to a boss fight in a minute. Because. So we run. Oh, we got hit. We got hit right at the end there. That kind of sucks. Also, the mental image now that we basically just... Wait. What? How am I... Oh, yeah, right. Sorry. The fact that I ran away from that fight and it basically went, okay, so now you went... So you ran away up... So you ran away, went through, up the elevator, and then across the entire next screen as well, to get away from 2 Muchamon. It's like... You know, a little bit goofy, but hey, that's how the game works sometimes. Okay, they're Weedmons now. That's so much easier to dodge. I don't know why I think it's so much easier to dodge, but hey, we dodged past them. Right, so now we're back at the fortress, and because we chased the Agumon in, I believe we just get to walk on in whenever we want to now. We can now just wander on in like we own the place. I mean, realistically though, in terms of practicality, we might as well. Oh, also, this music, this is for like, hey, you're fighting an endgame enemy music now. Eventually, this will basically become the default battle music. However, I'm not gonna bother fighting these Gabumon, mostly because they aren't really all that much of a hassle to me. And hopefully we can get through here without too much hassle. Okay, 10 out of 10, that actually did just bring us back to the entrance of the Ogre Fortress. Although, it would be impractical. It'd be impractical if I just run away every single time. You know what? I will fight them. If I have to, I'll fight. Like, I'm gonna try to avoid them, but if I have to, I'll fight. Like, if the situation requires for it, we will throw hands. The hands will be thrown if need be, you know? Okay, we dodge with 2 Ugabumon and the Agumon. And I believe these guys shouldn't have reset, so we should be able to get a free pass and just head... Oh, we do have to fight these guys again. So I'm going to actually do a move shuffle. Spitfire out, heat laser on, because those are more ranged. Formation A! Okay, so we do this, fight again, which is a little bit inconvenient, but hey, hopefully we can get through it just as easily. Okay, so while I'm here, I'm now going to do that Google search. So, Digimon World. And I'm just going to tab back in every now and then. That's huge! That hits all of them. That's fantastic. I love seeing that. Right. Digimon World Wiki. 10 out of 10. I don't know why. I've always been very, like, non-specific when I've actually, like, tried to Google search anything. The game does not actually appear to give a specified age for Mamio in the game. Apparently in Next Order he turns up, but no one actually even he never actually mentions his real name or anything. So I don't actually know. I assume he looks like he's definitely a kid, you know? So I'm gonna assume he's like, I'm gonna say he's like 12 at the very oldest. Anyway, I'm just gonna go back to paying attention to this fight, and even though I didn't pay attention for what felt like a good while, we are just breezing through this, and we dodged the Magma Bomb just in time. However, let's go for the attack command now, and hopefully we can get through it without too much hassle. Magma Bomb came through, and that just got blocked. But now let's quickly heal, because we are taking a little bit of a beating. And I would quite like to win this fight, if at all possible. Okay, Magma Bomb. Bang! Doesn't quite finish that off. I don't want to know what moderate... What does moderate do? What does moderate do? Does it split the target offense between all of the opposing Digimon, or what? if I could have had the kind of AoE, like, blast there, that would have been fantastic. But hey, I don't, basically, I haven't given Meramon enough of the brains stat, and so currently it can't just do its own thing. Oh, I'm also out of MP again, so I now need to do this. Let's do that. And now, one regular attack should take out what's left. That's inconvenient to me. The fact that that happens so frequently kind of saddens me. But hey, it happens sometimes. Now, that should be safe. Okay, never mind, we weren't safe from that. Okay, you know what? This is actually starting to bug me a little bit. I'm just going to try to blast one of them with a fireball and see how it goes. However, I do wish that in this game, like, when you're charging it up, I wish you could kind of, like, preemptively stop the charging to prevent yourself from getting knocked out of it. And that takes it out. Of course, I get the AoE move after the other two are down. Fantastic. So hey, we win that again, and they drop one small recovery this time. I mean, hey, that's it. I will take the recovery where I can get it, you know? Right, okay, so one small recovery later, in we go to do battle once more with Ogremon. You know, serious, because his theme music starts playing. Ah! Oh! Wait, are these guys avoidable? I think these guys might be avoidable. I genuinely think these guys could be avoidable here. I'm gonna run out... Wait, can I? I'm gonna run out of this room and see. I just want to see. Are these guys avoidable? If I have to fight the 3 Ogremon again, I'm gonna be so mad. Do I have to fight them again? I do have to fight the 3 Ogremon again. Well, that's annoying. Okay. Right, here's what I'm gonna do for this. I am going to change my moveset around. And by that I mean I'm gonna quickly take Magma Bomb off. And for now, I think we should be okay. Pretty much, this way, I don't have to worry about that, and once again, we're gonna break through Formation A. I'm so sorry for having to do this fight again, but, well, it's what I've unintentionally done. However, to make this go a little bit faster, I did take off all of my moves that aren't area of effect. So basically, all of my moves are currently AoE. They should hit everything that we can. And that is the best that I can hope for. And also, well, they also have access to heat laser, so it's entirely possible that they will also take each other out. And hey, I'm not going to complain about that. And, well, I have plenty of small recoveries available as well, so I don't feel too worried about having to use them. Mostly because I have medium recoveries available, and those are kind of the main ones I'm using. So let's, actually, I should maybe be a little bit worried about this, because now I'm starting to run a little bit low. I'm starting to run a little bit low on these again. Okay, that's a big hit, though. If that can hit 2 again, if that can hit both of them again, and not just get blocked, okay, that's nearly done. That's fantastic. That's huge damage. Okay, that's great. That is actually the best possible case scenario. And that takes them out. 10 out of 10, Formation A, broken once more. Okay, so that is a good win, and we get another small recovery, and we learn Fire Tower. Okay, that's cool. So what kind of move is Fire Tower? Like, what does that have going for it? Let's have a quick look. Fire Tower. Long range, 150... Yeah, let's go for that, and I'll take Heat Laser off, and I'll put Magma Bomb back in, I think. Okay, so let's go for that, and head on in, I suppose. And I'm gonna try to dodge these 2 Ogremon. Or maybe I shouldn't. No, I'm gonna try to dodge them. Okay, I can actually dodge them. Cool. So I can dodge them. I can also apparently just go into this room, grab whatever's in here, and leave. Which is kind of funny. Because apparently these guys are their own separate ones. And they apparently have a TV. You know what? I am going to fight these guys. I'm going to fight all of them. No way, I shouldn't fight all of them. I don't have VMP for that. Okay, yeah, I'm just going to fight the boss. I'm just going to fight Ogremon. Apparently they also have a CRT there. Cool. Hey. What? Did he come here to lose? That's my line. I'm holding nothing back. This time I'll make you cry. Okay, so he says that, but will he prove that? I mean, I say that, but also, I don't know if I have enough MP available to win this fight. Which could prove to be my own undoing, but hey. I mean, if nothing else, it would prove to be miserably on brand if I lose due to my own hubris and something like that happens. But hey, anything could happen. Although Fire Tower... Look, Fire Tower is a pretty cool looking move, but I will say that's my initial worry kind of immediately coming to fruition about it. Also, we accidentally just made that hit itself. Like, we made that Agumon just hit Ogremon, so I'll call that a pretty substantial win. Also, if he's just going to keep hitting the ground, if he keeps hitting the ground and taking out his guys, that actually works very well in my favor. Because, hey, if he's just going to take out his own guys, like, if they're basically going to end up accidentally fighting themselves, that's a huge potential thing for me. However, I definitely need them to do their AoEs. Okay, come on, Meramon. I need you to do damage and also actually, you know, stop getting kind of kicked around so easily. Because I have very little MP available. Okay, if I had change target right now, if I had access to change target right now, I would be living. Because pretty much I am running low on MP. I have plenty of healing items available though. And that may be all I need. Oh, also, important little thing to note. Once a projectile is in the air in this game, that move is coming out. Okay, Fire Tower... I'm a little apprehensive on using Fire Tower, I think. It just comes out too slowly, I think. Like, it's not a fast move, and I think that's the worry. How about bang, huge hit. That's a pretty substantial hit from Fireball. Now all I need to do is land a couple more hits, and then probably another Fireball, and I win. However, I don't have any more MP recovery. Like, I have no more MP recovery available, so I now kind of just need to kind of face tank any damage that he throws out. I basically now just need to face tank all of the damage Ogremon throws out until we can hit him. Okay, that's a big hit. Okay, that's another substantial hit. I think I need to last until 2 things. Fortunately, if Ogremon is not going to attack... Of course, I say that and he immediately attacks. But yeah, I have no actual means of attacking him right now, and I think when you're fighting Digimon, I'm pretty sure they have like infinite MP. So this will take a while. But hey, if we can actually just block and defend ourselves, we are pretty much in the clear here. However, this will take a little while, because I need to sit and wait for the finish meter to charge up. This is entirely my fault. I will throw my hands up and say that. If I hadn't accidentally... Like, if I hadn't made myself fight the 3 Agumons together multiple times, we would be in the clear here. Okay, let's blast him with a fireball and hopefully not get interrupted. I'm absolutely getting interrupted by that. Wow, he isn't interrupting it. Let's go. Big hit. Come on, take him out. Let's go. We win. And Ogremon drops. So that is Ogremon defeated once again. So we are now 2-0. And he drops another HP chip. And we also got a small recovery. And another small recovery. Very nice. Okay. Wow. Oh no. Okay, those guys run off once again. Darn it! And they escape by the looks of things, because that is a smoke bomb. What is it? Bye, dumb guys. Darn, he got away. There's an escape elevator. Chasing them will do no good. However, I do think this is tied. I do believe this is tied to another Digimon that we get access to here. So what I'm going to do is actually end off today's episode. No, I shouldn't. I should wait. Yeah, sure, let's get in the elevator and see what happens. I know that I'm not getting jumped, like, frame 1, so I think I'm okay here. Because if we come out here, I believe we get access to another Digimon. I think. Key term, I think. Okay, the Great Canyon Bridge. Hopefully there's nothing gonna attack here. Okay, nothing attacking here so far. However... Oh wait, that's... Oh, that's a Ogremon that I would have to fight. I don't think I can just sneak past it. Okay, yeah, I can't just sneak past that. Okay, I will have to come back here. Or just speed up through this fight. You know what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do is, I know that this thing can't take me out. How much health does it have? It has 1,000? Oh, and it has Warcry. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I guess I'm gonna just kind of start wrapping up this episode while I'm just waiting for, whatchamacallit, for the finish meter to go up. Because I know that I'm going to use that to just wipe out this Ogremon. So, the plan for the next episode is we'll be almost done with the Great Canyon. We have one more thing left to do here. Yeah, after we cross this bridge. Also, just let me run past it here. Yeah, anyway, so in the next episode, we'll have one more thing left to do in the Great Canyon. Then we can move on to the next area beyond it. Unfortunately, we aren't quite done with Ogremon's arc yet, but we will have access to it in the somewhat near future. And pretty much, we have one more thing left. We have one more recruitable Digimon here. Then we can make our way to the icy north of Friesland. And I don't actually know if Meramon will be okay there, because even though it's made of fire, I think it's like because it's a biome that it doesn't like, it might get sick. Either way, fortunately, we can just kind of tank whatever this Ogremmon's throwing at me, and just retaliate with a fireball, as long as it doesn't attack. 10 out of 10. I love it when I don't get attacked. Bang, one shot. 10 out of 10, that's all I needed to see. Thank you, Meramon. And hopefully we don't have to fight anything else, because there's one thing I want to do here, and we got Warcry. That's huge. I'm pretty sure Warcry is that move that's like doing all the stat boosts, and obviously if I can boost my stats, that's potentially massive. Because being able to boost your stats in battle is very nice, especially if I'm going to be fighting multiple things at once. Help! Help me! I hear a voice from above. Anybody there? Anybody there? Yes, there is. Help me, the ground is bulging up. You gotta be kidding. No, it's true. I hear some machinery noise. A machine? Must be coming out from Ogremon's hideout. You must have done something wrong there, no? I did many things. It could be the elevator. I'll go back to the hideout and check. Thanks. Okay, so now we have to head on back, and hopefully we don't get jumped by Ogremon in the process. Because if I get jumped by Ogremon on my way back, we're definitely dead. Okay, 10 out of 10. I was worried about those Weedmons for a second, and that would have been a very annoying little thing. Okay, so I know what this is. Like, I know what that Digimon is, but I'm not 100% certain. Okay, so let's press down and go back down, I suppose, then come back up, I think. Okay, so we left. Now let's go back up. Yeah, I don't actually know what I'm doing with this. Because, again, this section, I remember what the end result is, but I don't remember, like, the series of events that gets us here. But yeah, pretty much, I'm starting to enter what is mostly unknown territory for me. I'm gonna have to fight for Ogremon again. I'm gonna have to fight back up Ogremon again, aren't I? Yeah, I am. Okay, I'm gonna end off today's episode here. And I'll just start the next episode a few in-game hours ahead. And you know what? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to the city. Like, I'm gonna go back to the city, and then I'll come back. And Meramon, now is not the time. Meramon, now is not the time. I am minorly inconvenienced right now. But also, I'm gonna go back and get more, I'm gonna go back and get more MP floppies because I am very low. I am extremely low, and that's pretty bad for me, and I'm also very low on my, general stats for them, so, okay, I'm going to end off today's episode here. Next time we finish off the Great Canyon and enter the Great Icy North. So, as always, feel free to leave a comment or click any of the buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I will hopefully see you all next time for more Digimon World. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.